Welcome to the podcast series, Small Business Survival Conversations. Through our weekly conversations, we hope to provide you with strategies and insights, knowledge and expertise to enlighten you as you work to build and grow your business. Here are your hosts, Anna Steinfest and Dr. Michael Troyer.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our studio. I'm here with Dr. Michael Troyer, and our topic for today is shorten your focus. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Anna, and welcome all our listeners as well. We're glad you're with us. Here we are talking about shorten our focus.
Yes, we decided on this topic to give you another productivity tool for your arsenal to be better business owners and more successful. Because what differentiates truly great performance, especially in the business world, is truly how you execute. And now we want to give you this tool to make sure that it helps you with execution.
It's a good way of leading into this, Anna. I like that. We're going to be better in our execution if we shorten our focus in terms of time frame. If we look at where we are and how we're moving forward with less time in between those moments of assessment.
And in fact, the reason for us bringing this to your attention is we recently read the book, A 12-Week Year by Brian Moran and Michael Langton. And there, the authors are kind of putting together a very interesting tools assessing your performance, not annually, because a lot of times what we do is we will have our annual goals and we will back them out. We'll have from our annual goals, we will have monthly goals, weekly goals, daily goals, and things like that. However, the challenge with that is we will reassess our performance and our execution once a year. And that is not enough.
In fact, it's too far out there, given the speed with which things are changing in front of us.
And that's why the authors had suggested that you do like your whole yearly goal, you cut it in 12 weeks increments. So you have like a mini year annual goals in this 12 weeks, which is very interesting concept. And we have talked about in the past that you should be reassessing and reevaluating your goals because execution matters. And what is the best way to evaluate your execution is to make sure that, you assess it. And if you're not going in the right direction, you change directions.
Indeed. I like the idea of, and we talked about time blocking and all of this as well, is that this forces you to block some time to assess your goal progress. And that can be in the midst of that 12-week span of time. Again, if we don't assess how well we're moving towards our goals on a regular basis, and we wait, as Anna says, till the end of the year, as Anna says we've been doing too much of, then we never really get the assessment done, and thus we don't learn from the fact that we're not getting where we want to get. So I think this is a great idea. Set 12-week goals.
And then we will give you kind of at the end how you can do it, goals and tactics. We've talked in the past, but it's simple. So what this concept does is you shorten your feedback loop on goals that you set up instead of annually. Because once upon a time, I have to admit, Michael, during my corporate years, we'll have annual goals, business goals. I was in the business world, in fact, in the banking world, where we need to hit certain goals. And at the end of the year, we start increasing the activities November and December. And if we have done the same activities from January, guess what? We could have tripled the goals at the end of the year. Not just we'll be pushing November and December, and that is the challenge here because we annualize our goals instead of 12 months you reevaluate and again feedback. You shorten the feedback loop on the goals you set.
A corollary to that, or another example, I suppose, is that they've often said when you read how to buy a car that you should buy it at the very end of the month, the last few days. Why? Because the big manufacturers set up goals that if you sell 10 cars and you can sell an 11th car, your commission is going to jump by a certain percent. So all these salesmen are much more motivated in the last 2 or 3 days of their month. Now that's not 12 weeks, that's only 4 weeks, but nonetheless, they're crazy to get to the next level of commission. We don't want that. We don't want our people running around trying to do things at the last moment to get somewhere. We want them to do that same energy and productivity all through the time frame, be it 12 weeks or a year.
And even for yourself, you can set goals for your personal, not on the business side also, but for yourself. I mean, think about if you would like to improve your health and fitness, what do? We would like you to put this 12 weeks together in action. And what will happen is you can measure your execution regularly and work to improve it. You have to make sure that, when you talk about goals, so your goals, if you set your goals, improve your general health and fitness to lose, let's say you have to be specifics. We talked about goals in the past, let's say 10 pounds, then you have to put together some action steps or tactics. How are you going to do that? And let's say, you have to break down all the action steps, all the tactics on a piece of paper, not in your head, how you will do it. Your first week, get a complete, let's say, physical, or even go down to, I have to sign for gym the first week. When is the due date? So you have to look at your plan or your tactics every single day and make sure that you put a due date, when it is due, when it is begin, when it is end, and when it is completed, to check mark when it is completed. For example, with the fitness goals, you can have do not eat after 8 o'clock, or eat healthier, increase your vegetable take, or have like 3 times a week strength exercise. All these tactics are below your goal, which is improve your general health and fitness goal.
Let's throw that now back into the business environment in which you work every day. And by the way, for that, the example Anna was giving, many of us often have a partner. So if I say I'm going to lose this amount of weight, I need a partner who holds me accountable and I hold my partner accountable. You can do the same thing in terms of a small business owner network, where you could set a 12-week goal, have that business colleague that you're close with ask you at the end of 12 weeks, have you gotten there? You need that outside entity perhaps to keep you on target as well. But I want to go back because we talked about blocking of time, and I have to be honest as well. We all have operational tasks to manage every day. We have decisions to make. Some are expected, some are unexpected. We have problems to solve. One of the other things I'd propose you put as a time block on your calendar is a time block to assess your goal progress. And that might be weekly. So every Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock, not at the end of the day, but at 1 o'clock, I sit back and say, how am I doing? And where have I made my mistakes that I'm not making the progress I thought? Now, I'm going to be honest about myself. I'm really good at having distractions get in my way. So I walk in the office and there's a little something, I didn't handle that yesterday. I'll take care of that right now. And then here's a phone call, I ought to take it. And all of a sudden, half the day is gone and I haven't even started on the goals that I set. So I have to go back and do that time block that says, how do you manage your distractions, Michael? How are you going to get better at not letting these little things keep getting in your way? I need to keep a personal log. Every time I let a distraction get in the way, I need to write out, okay, I did this. I got up and took care of the dog. I did this and answered a phone call that I really didn't need to answer just at this moment. Those are the things we have to control. So both that 12-week goal, that personal goal progress that you assess, that log that makes you describe your learnings, those are all important steps to all of this.
But it will be easier, Michael, in the example you just described, to assess this, especially weekly assessment is very important. But sometimes if you fail for the 12 weeks, to reassess it in 12 weeks and then adjust.
Yes.
Where not waiting a whole year because you lost a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes if you did great, make sure that you celebrate 12 weeks, not waiting a whole year. We've talked about celebration in the past, which is like energizing you and saying, hey, you did good, and write it down. Michael said it, and I will repeat it. Write it down. He was suggesting a log. Extremely important, because you can look back and say, hey, I did this, I did this, I did this. Next 12 weeks, I will not do this, I will not do this. So you adjust your execution regularly, and you're working to improve it. And guess what? We guarantee you, you will be more successful than putting a yearly goal and backing it out. And the other thing Michael said, which was very important, again, planning. If you plan everything what you will do, and we suggested for you, and we kind of gave you a little bit of a like mindful, and I know that probably you are listening in your car or somewhere else right now and you're not picturing, but write it down. When you put your goal, write down what kind of action steps or tactics you will take. And if you don't know what tactics to choose from, we recommend that you write every possible action steps or tactics on a sheet of paper and then pick some. We don't want for you to be overwhelmed. Just pick one or two if you have to, but it is important. And reassess, plan it and reassess. If you take time to plan, we guarantee you will be more successful than if you don't plan it.
We have, if you will contact Anna, I have a worksheet that we can give you to help you do this, and we'll send it out to you. I won't go into explanation for it now, but it will help you do this. Think how often we've tried to think about celebrating at the end of the year, something we set as a goal. It's too late. It's gotten past us. Come on. I love the idea of celebrating every 12 weeks if I've gotten something accomplished, and challenging myself if I didn't. That's a much better time frame.
So we hope you will utilize this tool. We would like to hear your feedback. We firmly believe that that's what differentiates a true performance from a mediocre one. Thank you, everyone, and keep listening to us.
You've been listening to the Small Business Survival Conversation podcast. Make sure to like, rate, and review the show. And don't forget to join us next week for another episode. In the meantime, hook up with us on our Facebook group at Small Business Survival Tools and Tips. Till next time, thank you for listening.